Hey, this is a video for 4.2c, soil formation and erosion degradation. So go ahead and check out the overview and set up your guided notes. So soil degradation just means degrade, and we are degrading the soil. So soil degradation is caused by nutrient depletion. And these nutrients, when they're depleted, they're often limiting nutrients. And what causes that? Well, the main cause of it is from agricultural activity. So when humans grow crops, they add synthetic fertilizers, and these synthetic fertilizers are not adding any organic material to the soil. So another cause is soil erosion, and that is from the loss of topsoil. And that is also caused when you reduce plant cover. When you reduce the plant cover, it's not able to hold that soil in place. Another cause is from soil compaction, and that's because the roots cannot penetrate deep into the soil. So when you compact the soil, you're reducing the air pores, the pore spaces in between the soil particles. That means that there is no place for the roots to go. And this is often caused by machinery, like heavy tractors, heavy trailers that are pushed over these agricultural areas. And this can lead to a loss of money or a loss of food for humans. And that is because you're not able to grow crops. It can also lead to biodiversity loss, and that can cause or is caused by an entire trophic cascade. So when you don't grow crops or when you don't grow plants, you can't grow trees. You're not going to get birds that live there. Therefore, you're not going to get predators that will feed on the birds. It's a long drawn out cycle, but it is a lot of times it's irreparable. So we can have different impacts. Soil can impact water quality. I'm going to go for a few examples. So in this first one, when we have a city that is on a body of water, we can have turbidity and we can have salinity. So turbidity, remember, is the cloudiness or the undissolved solids. Salinity is the amount of salt in the water. Turbidity can come from sediment runoff. Like there could be dirt, soil, like there could just be like junk particles, construction waste. Salinity can be like in the winter, you might have salt running off into the body of water. That can lead to biodiversity loss. The turbidity will not allow light for photosynthesis. The salinity will mess up with a plant's osmoregulation. It will impact osmosis and diffusion within the plant. So another example, when we have agricultural areas, this can impact turbidity and dissolved oxygen. So this is from agricultural runoff. So when the water is running off from the field into a river, for example, it can increase turbidity because there might be sediments, there might be crop residue, there might be animal waste that is flowing into the body of water. You may also impact dissolved oxygen because these synthetic fertilizers are running off into the waterways, and it's going to impact the dissolved oxygen by contributing to eutrophication and an algal bloom. This can impact biodiversity because, of course, the light will not be able to allow the plants to, the lack of light will not allow the plants to have undergo photosynthesis. And the dissolved oxygen is impacted because we have eutrophication that will lead to hypoxia, and that is from these synthetic nutrients. Now, if we had something like a factory or a water plant, any sort of place might have a power plant, that can impact dissolved oxygen because this industrial activity might discharge warm water. We'll talk about this when we talk about electricity generation. This warm water, when it enters the river, it may impact the dissolved oxygen, which impacts biodiversity because it will cause hypoxia. There will be less oxygen available. Remember, oxygen is more soluble. All gases are more soluble in cool water rather than warmer water. And finally, when we build a dam, we will impact the dissolved oxygen. We will impact the turbidity. Another word for dam is a water impoundment. So when there's dissolved oxygen is impacted because the organic matter that was behind this dam, like trees that might have been there, the grass, it will decompose, and that will use up a lot of the oxygen in the water, the decomposition process. Turbidity is impacted or is impacted by dams because you will have sedimentation. You may have sediments, natural sediments that are in the water may build up behind the dam. This can lead to biodiversity loss. For the same reason, dissolved oxygen, when the oxygen level is lower, you will have hypoxia. There will not be as many, it will not be able to support as many organisms. And turbidity is going to reduce the amount of nutrients for other organisms farther downstream. Now, what I would like you to do is complete this practice problem set 4.2c. I hope that this video is informative. I thank you for your attention, and I will see you soon.